My friends, how y'all doing? Nightreign is officially here. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about what not to do in your expeditions and some beginner tips and tricks if you're just starting out in the game. So hopefully these help you out and maybe you'll learn something new. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get started. All right, Nightfarers, and these are in no particular order, but this is the very beginning. Do not skip the Fell Omen boss in the tutorial. The game allows you to skip the tutorial altogether, but I do recommend trying to defeat the boss in the tutorial. Defeating this boss will actually give you the Fell Omen fetish relic. I don't know what type of fetish Morgott got, you know what I'm saying, but he must be a freaky guy. I could just tell. But yes, you will get that relic defeating Fell Omen in the tutorial. And honestly, it is a very quick tutorial, so I mean, I think it's worth it. And I think it'll be a relic that does pretty well with Duchess. Don't even bother with fighting single bosses out in the field, especially on day one. Most of the time, you will get wrecked even with a full squad because one, you're not strong enough yet. Most of the time, they're not worth the runes or the loot that they drop to fight. You could typically gain more runes and level up a lot faster by just defeating the mobs that you come across during your run. And this one, most of y'all will probably already find out your first raid. Do not try a lot of things solo. Stick together with your squad. You will survive better and you will have a better time. I'm just gonna keep it at that. Also, make sure you do not skip the churches. Try to make that a priority, honestly, from the get-go, to go to as many churches as possible, because the churches is actually where you'll get extra charges of your HP flask. Now, in the big boss fights on day 2, and especially during the Night Lord boss fight, don't use your ultimate right away. Instead, try to use it in order to save your downed fellow Nightfarers while you're also hitting the boss. So, I mean, hey, hit two birds with one stone, you know what I mean? And I definitely wouldn't worry about going to the merchant too much on your expeditions. I mean, if they're along the way, sure, go ahead and go for it. But what I've found is that runes are much better spent trying to level up, because you at least want to be level 10 plus when you get to the Night Lord, and you will get a whole bunch of consumables and loot along the way. Now, if you do come across a merchant in your path, I definitely suggest to use runes to buy either Wending Grace or Warming Stones. Those two things are very, very good buys. But other than that, I would definitely wait for day 3 when you get to the Night Lord, because prior to fighting a Night Lord, you get a merchant anyway to be able to buy stuff there. Make sure to pick up weapons that you want buffs for. Even when you're not holding the weapon or using it, they will give you passive buffs as long as it's in your inventory. However, if you see like a little hand sign on one of the weapons, that means that you actually have to be holding it to get that buff. Interacting with those shiny trees, which are usually located under a castle before a boss fight, will actually boost your rune acquisition for a certain amount of time. So before you fight that boss underneath that castle, make sure to hit up that shining tree. While we're on the subject, I recommend going to the lower levels of the castles in day 2, because it will usually lead to a boss fight that provides a good amount of loot and runes. There will also be a chest underneath the lower level of the castles that are guaranteed talismans. Look out for a purple effect during a command grab from a boss. They will all have this. Whatever boss has a grab, you will see this little purpley effect. If you dodge towards this and you time it right, you'll do a unique roll that will not only do stance damage, but will also charge your ultimate. Bosses during the expedition will not regen health even after you die. So if you have some time and y'all think you can defeat it, go ahead, get your runes back and try to finish it off. If you so happen to pick up the golden chicken leg, do not use it right away. I actually recommend popping that thing right away after you beat the day 1 or day 2 boss. Or if you don't think you're quick enough, just make sure you pop it right before it dies. Alright y'all, I hope the information that you gained from this video will help your survivability out a lot more in Nightreign. Let me know down in the comments below what other, tips you may have for other Nightfarers that might be watching the video. One thing I could say, man, whatever you can do to survive in this game, do it. Because it's hard. This game is crazy difficult. Coming from Elden Ring, defeating the bosses a whole bunch of times, even doing no hits and all that stuff, man, I was like, this is gonna be easy. I could solo this. Nah. But the people that have already done it, y'all are different, for real. But anyway, with that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. But most importantly, have a good rest of the day. In the meantime, I'm out.